are taking it off to the Jersey Shore. I hope you are ready because we're recapping this week's episode of Real Housewives of New Jersey. I hope you have, I hope you have a pumptini ready because it's Vanderpump Reunion Day. And I'm sure many of you are watching this reunion and you're ready. Let's get into it. Oh, hi, it's me, Zack Peter, pop culture junkie, reality TV insider, published author, and host of the No Filter with Zack Peter podcast. Here I'll bring you all the latest news on the Real Housewives, deep dives into celebrity legal scandals, and unfiltered combos with your favorite stars. I've got you covered. And yes, I always keep receipts. So be sure to hit that like button and subscribe for all the latest tea. Now, let's dive in. Welcome on in, guys. Welcome on in. I hope you're having a lovely, what is today? Thursday. We normally do our Jersey recaps on Wednesdays, but the Brav Bros were not available this week. They had a very special interview that they were working on. So expect them back with our regular recaps next week. The Brav Bros will be back because we're gearing up for our show in Philly this upcoming April, next month already. Shoot, we're like counting down the days at this point. You guys can get your tickets to see me and the Brav Bros live at City Winery in Philly, April 27th. That's April 27th in Philly. Get your tickets at nofilterlive.com. It's a no-filter night out with the Brav Bros. So come on down. We've got lots of special guests. We'll probably be talking lots of Jersey and definitely lots of Scandival. And I will be going live tonight at our regular time this Thursday evening. So you're going to want to grab some drinks and some cocktails because we're going to recap everything we know about the Vanderpump Rules reunion. We're going to dive into all of it. And then stay tuned because also in April, I'm going to be doing a new Vanderpump Rules watch party for Zack Pack members here on YouTube. So if you are a member, you can look forward to that. And if you are not a member yet, then you can absolutely still join. The link is below. Become a member of the Zack Pack. It's only $2.99 per month, but I've got lots of pals and special guests that'll be coming on to help me recap some of the juiciest parts, the juiciest episodes from Vanderpump Rules in the past that relate to Scandival. Will you ever be in the Panhandle? Will I ever be in the Panhandle? What is the Panhandle? I don't even know where the Panhandle is. Hi, Sarah from Arizona. What's going on? Hi, Eileen. Hi, Stacy. Hi, Artist. Hi, N-Dub. What's going on, guys? Just get it. Gemini Patriot. Hey, Zach. It's the start of Super Bowl season for Bravo fans. I know that's right. Big bad booty. Okay, so let's talk about what is episode 7 of the 13th season of Real Housewives of New Jersey. We're getting into all of the drama yet again with Danielle and her brother, Danielle Cabral, who's the newbie. Her and Rachel joined this season, and they start things off by kind of talking about some of the beef with the ladies, right? Danielle's like, I'm really cautious of Margaret, and Rachel's like, I don't know why you're so cautious of Margaret. She like isn't that threatening, and Danielle's like, well, Jennifer and Teresa definitely made me a little skeptical of Margaret. I like Danielle and Rachel, and I think they bring a good fresh breath of air into the show. But then Danielle gets into Margaret's friend Laura, and she says that Margaret has an arsenal of tea on everybody. And she's like, I don't know if this is what her friend was saying, and she's having all these falling out with people, then like that's not very good. And then Jen and Teresa talk about how they're just trying to taint that. Jen and Teresa are just trying to sorry, Scandival's on my I got all the Scandival on my brain. But so revisiting Danielle and Rachel, not Rachel and Sheena. They're trying to talk about how Margaret has this arsenal. She has all this tea on everybody, and that's why everybody's afraid to go against her. And they're like, maybe she has something on Melissa, because we see them cut to a scene with Teresa and Jennifer where they're talking about it as well. So it kind of feels like they planted the seed in Danielle's ear, and now here they are bringing this up on camera. But when I hear them say that, oh, maybe she has something on Melissa, and that's why Melissa's so loyal to Margaret, that made my little antenna go up, because I'm like, that's interesting, because at this point in time, we know that they know that Melissa allegedly had this affair with this Nick guy, right? So last week, I know I got a little shit for saying that I think Jennifer and Teresa were kind of planting this seed and that they were, they wanted to expose Margaret or at least make Margaret look bad. And so now it kind of feels like it is a setup and it is calculated because Margaret has already said that they were trying to bring this up at the last reunion. So why would they be like, maybe she has something on Melissa when they already know that she supposedly does have something on Melissa? Because at this point, they've already met with this woman, Laura, who used to be friends with Margaret. I'm skeptical, right? If they found out before the last reunion, and they wanted to bring it up and they were just looking for the right opportunity, why would they then fake this thing about like, well, I wonder if she does have some tea on Melissa? She has tea on Melissa, or at least you've heard that she has tea on Melissa. So it kind of feels like a bit of a setup, a stripper gate all over again from the earlier days, but instead of Kim Dean, now we have Jennifer Aydin. Then most of the episode is focused on going to the Jersey Shore. We see all of their houses. We have Missy G's, which actually looks really nice. And then we see Jen's house. Jen's of all of the houses, I love me some Jennifer Aydin because I just think she's wild, crazy, cuckoo television. But she's just not really bringing it this season. I feel like her glam looks are kind of down. Her hair's just been a little simple. Her reunion look, or not her reunion, her confessional look was also just a little blah. And her shore house was just like not given. She's like, listen, I got a good deal and I kept everything. It was fully furnished on. I even kept the sheets. I love her for keeping it real because like we love that vibe. But also, I would like, would you guys keep the sheets? No Brav Bros today, Russ. They couldn't make it. I don't know if I'm allowed to say who they landed as. Well, I believe they may have revealed it on their Instagram. But Brav Bros will be back next week. We will be back to recap Jersey with the Brav Bros next week. So stay tuned for that. So I just came in to do a little brief recap until next week's episode. But we're at the Jersey Shore. I think Missy G's looks cute. It looks the most chic of them all. Jennifer's shore house looked a little tacky, but I get it. It wasn't her decor. It was somebody else's decor. She came in and bought the decor. I would get new sheets. I would just go to Target and get new sheets. I agree. And that Nick guy is so hot. I would totally have an affair with him. Like, if Melissa did sleep with him, I ain't mad at her because he's a cutie patootie. Stacey said Margaret is very vicious but pretends to be a pussycat. Ugh, I don't know if I think Margaret is vicious. I think she can be a little calculated. I think she's definitely hyper aware of certain things, but I wouldn't say she's vicious. Jennifer Aydin, I think, is vicious because Jennifer always hits below the belt. She always like comes for the jugular and wants to make sure that like she throws a good punch. I thought the same thing about Jen's house, but location, location, location. Good location, but we can like redo the decor. It's a little tacky. Gemini Parrot says, I would keep the sheets if I was going to use it as a rental. Oh, yeah. If you're going to rent it out, that's smart. If you're going to sleep in it and like this is going to be your place, then I'd be like, maybe I mean, it's not hard to go to Target. Go to Marshall's and get some good sheets, right? We'll be back is way too hot to have any relationship with Melissa because she is very unattractive. I don't think Melissa's unattractive. I think Melissa's a gorgeous woman. They're all gorgeous. Even Teresa and her new forehead. I would not keep the sheets or the mattresses. I mean, the mattresses are one thing, but the sheets are just like people like, I don't know. I don't know. But listen, you also have to like check to make sure like the mattresses don't have bed bugs. Okay, her looks have been giving. She was injured too, so I feel like she hasn't been giving herself enough self-love. I totally see. Okay, that's a good point, Ellie. I do think that she hasn't given herself enough self-love, and I think it's showing. You know what I mean? I think it's finally starting to like come out. I just feel like you can tell, or maybe it's not even so much her looks, but maybe I'm just reading that her confidence isn't there. And I think her marriage with Joe is really weighing on her because I love Jen, and I always felt like Jen just brought it. And this season, I just feel like there's something off about her. And she's just giving me sort of like, disheveled Trumpy vibes. Like itchy. I promise I don't do cocaine. I'm not Andy Cohen. But yeah. I do get Teresa kind of being hurt by not being invited to stay with Joe and Melissa at their shore house. But at the same time, like Teresa's never stayed with them, and like is now really the best time for you to be like all staying together when there's a little bit of tension and things seem to be a little rocky. And it just seems like if they were to stay together, they would definitely fight, and it just doesn't seem like the wisest decision. But I also get Teresa being, I think if Joe would have invited her to stay there, I think she and Louie would have stayed and just tried to pretend that everything was hunky-dory, and I just don't think Joe and Melissa want to put up with that. But the shore party looked wild. Wild. Margaret confronts Teresa and she comes up to her and she's like, listen, Rachel Fuda told me what you were saying about me, and I think it's no Gouda. And Teresa's like, what are you talking about? And she's like, you said that I have an arsenal of tea on people. And Teresa's like, what do you mean? I didn't say anything bad. I wasn't saying anything bad about you. You come for people. You hit below the belt. And she's like, yeah, I know I hit below the belt, but so do you. So does everybody else. Everybody hits below the belt. Teresa finally exposing Joe's shady dealings. Did she? I'm from Jersey, and the houses are shitty as they may be down the shore are expensive. Oh, as shitty as they are, but they may be that they're yeah. Thoughts on Jackie? Jackie is a little annoying. Oh my god, I like have like a hair like on my nose that like keeps like sorry. Jackie, what are my thoughts on Jackie? My thoughts on Jackie are I'm not loving her this season. I think she's just kind of obnoxious and annoying. She keeps trying to insert herself, and now it looks like she's trying to have an issue with this newbie Danielle, and she called her the discount Snooki, the clearance. What did she call her? Like the dollar store Snooki or something like that. I mean, it was a cute joke, but it just doesn't come like Jackie's not witty. You know what I mean? She doesn't have like Margaret has a natural wit. Teresa knows how to give good lines that the producers feed her and deliver them. But like, I just don't think that Jackie's like funny. Like she doesn't have that comedic bone in her. So when she delivers these lines, it doesn't come off as like sarcastic funny. It comes off as like mean girl bitter. And I used to like Jackie. I really enjoyed Jackie. I think at the beginning, I was kind of like, I don't know how I feel about Jackie. And then I really liked her. And I thought last season she had a good season where she was very vulnerable about her eating disorder and all of that stuff. And so I kind of liked her character arc. But now this season, it just feels like she's trying way too hard. And like, you don't need to try that hard because you're not unlikable. I think people liked that she's willing to go up against Teresa and kind of stand her ground. She had a bit of a backbone, but it's just like, oh, Jackie is analytical. She is analytical. So that's why this side of her just doesn't feel genuine. I just watched a video on Bravo where Teresa says that Joe asked Louie and Teresa for a loan. Oh, interesting, Mary. I have not seen that video. I've been fully submerged in Scandival drama. I feel like I've been struggling to keep up with everything else because all of the Vanderpump Rules stuff has been wild. But like I said, guys, I will be going live to break down everything we know and all the scoop from the reunion tonight, 5:30 p.m. Pacific, which is in what's it 1:30, 2:30, 3:30, 4:30, 5:30. 4 hours from now. Maybe we'll start it at 5. We'll start a little early and we'll do like 5 to 6. But anyway, interesting that Teresa's, I mean, yeah. Didn't Teresa also borrow money from Joe and Melissa at one point? Like way back in the day, didn't he help them with money? I don't know. It is interesting though that he asked her for a loan, her and Louie, which is weird that now they're in such a I have to see the video before I fully comment on that, but that would be interesting. Joe gets everybody hammered at this shore party. Dolores sets some strict boundaries with Frank, which I think is healthy. I think Frank wants to have this close relationship that he had with Dolores, but it's also like he can't have that if that's not comfortable for her new relationship. But also at the same time, her new relationship, like this dude is so insecure that like he can't allow Frank to come around. Like I think he should be very clear that Dolores is never going to go back to Frank. Like she set that hard boundary and now they just kind of like co-parent and like are good friends. So I find it interesting that it feels like he's a little too insecure to allow her to maintain a friendship with Frank. I get why Frank's a little bothered by it, but at the same time, I'm also like, but dude, like you have no real leg to stand on. I get that it sucks, and maybe Dolores shouldn't listen to this guy, this luck of the Irish dude the entire time. But at the same time, it's like you had your chance, you missed your chance, and at some point she was going to settle down with somebody, and he has a hot young girlfriend that like Dolores is right. She's like, he has a hot blonde on his arm. Like he's doing fine. He's not hurting that much. Teresa then tries to explain why she didn't invite Melissa's family to her wedding. They had very strong opinions about her on social media, and like that's not cool. And like I get it. I actually, when somebody else pointed that out a couple weeks ago when we were live, like I understand why. Like, why would you invite this woman or Melissa's sisters if they've relentlessly like attacked you on social media? Like you don't want that type of energy, especially not on your wedding day. Like it's not even a courtesy thing because you'll do the courtesy thing if they're your family, but at this point, I don't know. I don't think so. Love you, but stop touching your face. Take a minute. Go take care of yourself. Go. I don't need to take care of myself. I keep touching my face because I had like a hair like right here. I'm sorry, Sarah, if that bothered you, but I think I got it. Sorry for touching my face, Sarah. Jesus. But I agree with Margaret. I don't think Teresa really wants Donna there because we see Louie go off and be like, we're going to invite her. And she's like, yeah, if you want to invite her, go off. I agree with Margaret where she says that like Teresa doesn't really want her there. And she's only going along with this because Louie is pushing her to do it. And I mean, I guess in some way it's like helpful to make amends and to like settle the beef. Louie's like, okay, if there's beef over Donna not being invited to the wedding, fine. Solution. I'll invite Donna to the wedding. Period. End of story. Not that big of a deal. But you can tell Teresa like did not want Donna there. But I get why Teresa doesn't want her there. And I think that's a very fair and valid reason. And then the episode ends with Danielle's beef with the other ladies. And she's like, why is everybody talking about me? This feels very mean, girls. I'm going to leave. I feel like she should have confronted them rather than just left. I feel like it would have been more entertaining for the show. Danielle, get it together. We want a show. We want you to flip a table. But I agree. Like there has to be, I agree with the ladies that there has to be more to the story with her brother, other than it just being she blocked her brother on social media because he said that she was being silly and he didn't like it. There's more there. I agree with the women. She's not telling us the full story. And listen, maybe she doesn't have to because her brother's not on the show. However, she came out and brought this all up. She's talking about this now. So if you're going to talk about it, then you better talk about it and you better be willing to give us the truth because we're not going to believe any of the BS. So I agree with the women that I think Danielle is hiding a big chunk of that story. I understand it's a sensitive topic because it's her brother. But again, at the same time, you brought it up. You made this part of your story. So now we're ready to see you mention it all. Okay. I think money should not be an issue. It's entirely déclassé. Something about Louie and Joe going into a pizza business. Louie put up $250,000 and Joe put up nothing. Okay, well, that's a mistake. They should not be going into business together. Remember when Joe and Teresa tried to open up the pizzeria? Or not the pizzeria, it was the meatball shop, right? Didn't they have like a little Italian restaurant? And then that ended up going under. Or Joe opened it with Teresa, or did Joe open it on his own? I think he opened it on his own. But anyway, I don't think it's smart for family to go into business with each other. It just gets messy and money gets messy. And I think it's just not the wisest thing to do. What do you guys think? Did you like this? I thought the episode was good. I wish Danielle would have actually, like, if she had an issue with the ladies, I wish she would have confronted them in that moment. But I also understand that she's like, well, it's not the right time and it's not the right place. But she sure popped off in the car. It's like, you got a big mouth when nobody else is around, but are you going to bring that energy when it's time for you to face off? I'm sure she will. Danielle seems like the type of chick that'll do it. But I also get why she would be upset about that because they weren't just talking about her, they were also talking about her brother. And that's a sensitive topic. She may not be in the best place with her brother, but I feel like she's always naturally going to want to fight on behalf of her brother, fight for her brother, even though Teresa doesn't fight for her brother. So not everybody's down to fight for their siblings. Hey, Ronnie, just stopping by to say hi. Have a great episode. Thanks, Ronnie. Good to see you. So, and yes, this was a good episode of Jersey. I'm so sick of Jennifer. I like Jennifer. Jennifer Fessler or Jennifer Aiden? Jen Fester's a fun vibe. I think she's a good time. She looks great. Velda F off. Who's Velda? Velda. Oh, Velda. I'm sick of Jennifer. Okay, guys, we're not gonna do that. Why are we fighting over a Real Housewife? And like, really, we're gonna fight over a Real Housewife that we don't even know? You can dislike Jennifer and you can dislike Teresa and you can dislike Margaret and you can dislike Melissa and you can love them all at the same time. I thought that Rachel's husband getting waxed was hysterical. Rachel and her man seemed like a great time. Rachel and her man definitely seemed like a great time. Hysterical and also just like so painful. Like I felt it as somebody that look at titties out. Ugh, ugh. As somebody that has a lot of chest, like I know how painful it is when I have to rip off a band-aid. Okay. That's not the vibe. That hurts like a bitch because you feel the hair come off as if you're like actually getting waxed or something. So that's not my vibe. Like I felt the pain on his chest. Like I could just feel it through the TV, but it was pretty funny. And everyone's talking about the Louie in the clip from next week where he's talking about wearing Teresa's dad's pajamas, which I think is just like not the cutest vibe. How can I purchase your cocktails in the UK? You can't, my love. They were only available in the US. We're currently in the process of reformulating and relaunching since we sold out over the holidays. So stay tuned. Hoping to have a nice big launch come this summer. But thank you guys for supporting the No Filter wine. I will have some new ones to you very soon as we get the formulations down and have some new designs to launch. I think it'll be lots of FUN, and hopefully we'll be able to expand beyond just the US. But for right now, it's US based only. International shipping laws are weird. So as someone who has been waxed a lot, I was screaming, "Oh my god." Yeah, there was so much, it was a lot of hair and it was thick hair. I'm glad he was drunk, but it's still, I could still feel the pain. How could Teresa let her then boyfriend wear her dad's clothes? I think it's weird, Ebony. I think it's weird and it's creepy, and the fact that, like, he thought it was, like, an endearing thing, and he tells Joe Gorga, like, "I wear your dad's PJs." Like, ew. No, thank you. Nobody asked you for that. Put it back in your pants. Like, we're good. We are so good. Go to Marshall's and get yourself a new pair of PJs. Teresa, take them to TJ Maxx and let's get a new pair of PJs. They can look like old man PJs. They can look like grandpa PJs, but, like, I wouldn't want to wear anybody's fucking PJs. Like, I just think it's weird. It's weird. I would not want to wear anybody else's PJs ever. Like, unless, like, I was, like, stranded somewhere and somebody's like, "Here, you can sleep in this tonight." I'd be like, "Okay, thank you." But I would not, like, willingly be like, "Yeah, let me do it." He lost me on that one. Yeah, it's creepy. Like, "No, you don't. Burn them." Why? Well, you don't wanna burn her dad's PJs. She had a close relationship with her father that it's like, you don't wanna burn the PJs, but I also wouldn't make my man wear them, nor would I, like, wear my partner's dead father's PJs. Did Louie even get to meet No? I don't think Louie met him, right? Louie never met either of her parents before they passed away. So that's where it's even creepier, is it's like, you don't even know this dead old man. I'm not that odd. My mom wears my grandma's clothes. I just feel like PJs are different. PJs, I feel like, are closer to, like, the underwear category. Have we commented on how wonderful Jen Fessler's facelift was on Watch What Happens Live? She was gorgeous before. Oh my God, what a level up. I actually am starting to like Jen Fessler more and more every week, but I believe she's a perfect friend of. I don't think we need to have her as a full time housewife. She's a perfect friend of. Um, Guys, by the way, I was just told that we only have 2 VIP packages left for the show in Philly with the Brav Bros. So if you haven't gotten your tickets yet left, we only have 2 left. So if you want to come and you want VIP, I suggest you go, like, right this second to nofilterlive.com. That's nofilterlive.com. Get your tickets. April 27th. We're going to be in Philly. Me, Steele, Shooter, and some very special guests will be there to hang out with you, take some pics, have some drinks, tape a live show, and just live our best life. Yeah, she balances out the craziness of the Real Houses of New Jersey cast. Yeah, I believe Jen does. Yeah, you never know. Maybe she might be in Philly. You never know. We'll be announcing some special guests soon. So we have a few guests that we'll be announcing. So stay tuned. Now that we're in the final countdown as we go into April, we're going to be making more weekly announcements. So you'll catch me and the Brav Bros, Steele and Shooter, here every Wednesday, recapping Real Housewives of New Jersey and giving you updates on our upcoming show, No Filter Night Out with the Brav Bros, live in Philly at City Winery, April 27th. Go to nofilterlive.com. That's nofilterlive.com. Nofilterlive.com. Sorry, I cannot come. I'm in Mexico and I don't have a visa. Oh no. Well, I'm sorry, Mary. Oh, that sounds fun. I bet that Philly audience is gonna be amazing. Such a great city. Yeah, I can't wait to come to I've never been to Philly, so I'm excited. All right, guys, that's, I think, all I have about this week's Jersey. Next week, Teresa is supposed to get into it with Jackie. I wanna see that. Yeah, Jackie's not doing it for me this season. I normally love Jackie, but I'm just like, she's just not delivering. Ooh, ooh, Hita, Zach. I don't know what that means. I'm in the UK too. Wish I could have made it. Aw. Well, Ellie, stay tuned. Maybe I'll be coming to the UK. Maybe I'll be coming to Australia. You never know what's on the horizon. But until then, I'm coming to Philly, April 27th, City Winery. But love you guys. Appreciate you. Be sure to subscribe. I'm going live tonight in just a few hours. We're going to be talking about Vanderpump Rules and the reunion, and we're going to get into all of it. We're going to mention it all. Love that you read your chat remarks. Thank you, Velda. I appreciate that. Okay, guys. Well, I got a wrap here. Got some content to tape about Vanderpump, and then I'll see you tonight for a full update on the reunion because they just released the seating chart. Some of them are starting to pop off. Andy Cohen has all his cards. He's got lots of them. So be sure to subscribe, hit the like button on your way out, and also become a member of the Zack Pack because, like I said, we're going to be doing a Vanderpump rewatch party that'll be weekly. On Sunday mornings, you get to watch, well, rewatch some of the old glory days of Vanderpump Rules as they relate to Scandal. All right, guys, I love you. I appreciate you, and I will talk to you soon. Ciao for now. Bye. Bye, 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 bye.